Welcome to Worth Old Coins, the place where hidden history meets real value. Today, we are exploring four rare Lincoln Wheat Pennies that may look simple and circulated, but can surprise you with their potential worth in today's auction market. Each coin has its own unique story, condition, and collector demand that makes it more than just old pocket change. So stay with us as we reveal the true hidden value behind these four amazing coins that collectors around the world are searching for. First coin. The 1945 wheat penny was created during a powerful moment in American history when World War II was coming to an end, and the United States was slowly shifting from wartime struggles to peacetime rebuilding. During that time, millions of pennies were produced to support everyday trade and business, moving through stores, markets, and family homes across the country, becoming part of daily life for ordinary people. And because so many of these coins were made, most people today assume they are common and hold little value. Yet experienced collectors understand that certain examples, especially those that survived circulation in very fine condition, can still become extremely valuable. Now imagine a specific 1945 wheat penny that has clearly lived a long life, traveling through countless transactions and exchanges, collecting visible scratches along its surface, especially on the portrait side, where the design lines appear slightly softened due to constant rubbing against other coins, pockets, and surfaces, while the outer edges still remain mostly strong, though marked with small nicks that reveal its journey through time. And on the reverse side, the famous wheat stalks are still visible, framing the lettering. Even though some areas appear smoother from years of use, showing the natural effects of wear and tear that tell the story of decades of circulation, even with all these visible marks, this coin remains in what collectors call very fine condition, meaning that although it has experienced noticeable use and contains scratches, the majority of its design details are still clearly visible. The portrait remains easy to recognize, and the wheat stalks still show enough depth to reflect the original craftsmanship, making the coin both historical and collectible at the same time, as it represents a balance between real-world usage and preserved design. What makes a circulated 1945 wheat penny like this so exciting is the possibility that something rare may exist within what appears to be an ordinary coin. Because during production, some coins developed subtle differences or special characteristics that collectors actively search for. And these small variations can transform a simple coin into a highly desirable collectible, creating excitement whenever one is discovered and bringing intense attention from collectors who understand the importance of rarity. In today's competitive auction market, coins with strong demand and collectible features often achieve astonishing values, and a 1945 wheat penny in very fine circulated condition, even with visible scratches and signs of wear, has the potential to attract serious interest when it carries qualities that collectors appreciate. And under the right circumstances, such a coin could reach an incredible auction value of around $400,000, a number that may seem unbelievable for a single penny, but remains possible when rarity, history, and collector demand combine together. Collectors who examine coins like this pay close attention to every detail, studying the surface texture, the depth of the design, and the balance between worn areas and preserved features. Understanding that scratches alone do not always destroy value if the coin still holds important collectible characteristics, and instead those scratches may serve as reminders of the coin's long journey through everyday life, with each mark representing years of movement through markets, shops, and homes. Another fascinating aspect of a 1945 wheat penny is its deep connection to history, because this coin existed during a time when families were saving money, carefully supporting national efforts, and planning for a better future after years of global conflict. And when collectors hold a coin from this era, they feel a strong sense of connection to the past. Imagining the many people who once carried the coin in their pockets, used it in transactions, and unknowingly preserved it for future generations to discover. As auctions begin, collectors from different places watch closely and prepare to compete with bidding, often starting slowly before gaining momentum as more interest builds. And as each new bid is announced, the value climbs higher, creating excitement and anticipation among participants who hope to secure the coin before someone else claims it. And when the final bid is finally accepted, the coin completes its transformation from ordinary pocket change into a remarkable collectible worth hundreds of thousands of dollars for collectors and everyday people alike. Stories like this serve as powerful reminders to always check old coins carefully, because many wheat pennies remain hidden inside jars drawers, and inherited collections waiting quietly to be rediscovered, and even coins that show scratches and signs of wear may still carry surprising value if they possess the right features, making every discovery feel like a small adventure filled with possibility. So the next time you come across a 1945 wheat penny, take a moment to examine it closely. Observe the scratches, the worn surfaces, and the remaining design details that survived years of circulation, because that small copper coin may carry more than just history. It may hold the potential to become an extraordinary treasure capable of reaching an astonishing price of $400,000 in today's modern auction market, turning what seems like an ordinary coin into an unforgettable discovery. Next coin. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced during a meaningful time in American history when the nation was recovering after the end of World War II, and people were slowly rebuilding their homes, businesses, and communities. During this period, coins were used heavily in everyday trade, passing through stores, markets, and neighborhoods where families depended on small change to complete daily purchases because of this heavy use. Many pennies from that year developed natural signs of circulation, including surface scratches, worn edges, and softened details that reveal their long journey through time. Imagine a particular 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny that has traveled through thousands of transactions, sliding across counters, dropping into pockets, and resting inside jars before finally being rediscovered. Years later, its surface shows clear scratches, especially across the portrait, where the original lines appear slightly smoother than when the coin was first created. The rim remains mostly visible, though small marks along the edges show the pressure of repeated use. And on the reverse side, the wheat stalks still stand on both sides of the lettering, though some of the fine lines have blended slightly together. Because of constant wear and tear, these visible signs of age do not remove the coin's character, but instead add to its history, making it more interesting to collectors who value authenticity and long circulation, even with noticeable wear. This coin is still described as being in very good condition, which means the coin has experienced regular use. But the major details remain clear enough to identify the design easily. The portrait remains recognizable, the lettering stays readable, and the wheat stalks still display enough detail to confirm the coin's identity, making it attractive to collectors who appreciate coins that show both history and preservation. What makes a circulated 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny especially exciting is the possibility that something rare may exist within an otherwise common-looking coin. Because during production, certain coins developed subtle differences that collectors later discovered and began searching for with great interest. These small variations can transform a simple circulated coin into a highly desirable collectible that attracts attention from collectors around the world. When such a coin appears in an auction setting, excitement begins to build as collectors carefully examine every detail, studying the surface texture, the remaining depth of the design, and the overall balance between wear and preserved features. Experienced collectors understand that scratches and wear alone do not automatically remove value, because sometimes those same marks help confirm that the coin lived a genuine life in circulation, making it more authentic and historically meaningful in today's auction market. Coins that show strong collector demand often reach impressive values, and a 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny in very good circulated condition, even with visible scratches and steady wear, can still attract determined bidders who recognize its potential importance under the right conditions. Bidding can begin at a modest level, but rise quickly as more collectors join the competition, pushing the value higher step by step until the final price reaches an astonishing figure near $420,000, turning what once seemed like ordinary pocket change into a remarkable treasure. Collectors often describe the auction process as an unforgettable experience filled with anticipation as each bid is announced and participants prepare their next move, hoping to secure ownership before someone else claims the coin. When the final bid is accepted, the coin completes its transformation from everyday currency into a valuable collectible, proving that even the smallest objects can hold incredible worth beyond its financial value. The 1946 Lincoln Wheat Penny also carries historical meaning because it represents a time when families were rebuilding their lives after years of conflict, relying on coins like this to purchase basic supplies and support their daily routines. Holding such a coin today allows collectors to imagine the many people who once used it in ordinary transactions without ever realizing its future potential. Stories like this remind collectors that many valuable coins remain hidden in jars, drawers, and old collections waiting to be discovered. Even coins that appear worn, scratched, and ordinary may still hold surprising value if they possess the right characteristics that collectors seek. Next coin. The year 1950 marked a period when the United States was experiencing growth and rebuilding after the hardships of World War II, and coins like the Lincoln Wheat Penny played an essential role in daily transactions passing through grocery stores, gas stations, and small businesses where every cent mattered. As these coins moved constantly through circulation, they developed natural signs of age, including surface scratches, softened details, and slightly worn edges that reflected their long journey through time. Imagine now a particular 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny that has been used in thousands of transactions, sliding across counters, dropping into change drawers, and resting in jars before being rediscovered. Years later, the coin displays a natural chocolate brown color across its surface, a tone that developed over decades as the copper slowly aged and reacted with the environment, giving it a warm, classic appearance that collectors often associate with authentic circulated coins. Along the portrait side, the design shows clear signs of wear, with small scratches visible across the surface, and the lines of the portrait appearing slightly smoother than when the coin was first struck, yet still recognizable and strong enough to confirm the coin's identity. The rim remains mostly visible, though marked with small nicks that reveal repeated handling and pressure from years of use, and on the reverse side, the familiar wheat stalks continue to frame the lettering. Even though some of the fine lines have blended slightly together from the same steady wear and tear that comes with long circulation, these marks do not remove the coin's charm, but instead add depth to its story, showing evidence that it once played a real role in everyday commerce. Even with noticeable wear, this coin remains classified as being in very good condition, which means that although the coin shows clear signs of circulation, including scratches and softened details, the overall design remains visible and readable, allowing collectors to appreciate both its history and preserved structure. Collectors value coins like this because they represent a balance between survival and age, proving that the coin has endured decades of handling while still holding enough detail to remain collectible. What makes a circulated 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny especially exciting is the possibility that certain coins from this period contain characteristics that make them stand out from others during production. Subtle differences sometimes appeared, creating coins that collectors later recognized as special and worthy of attention. These small differences can transform what seems like an ordinary circulated penny into a highly desirable collectible, capable of attracting serious interest from buyers around the world. When a coin like this appears in an auction setting, excitement begins to grow as collectors carefully examine every detail, studying the surface color, the natural chocolate brown tone, the depth of the remaining design, and the overall pattern of wear. Experienced collectors understand that scratches and wear alone do not eliminate value, because in many cases, those same marks confirm the coin's authenticity and demonstrate that it has lived a genuine life in circulation, rather than remaining hidden away unused. In today's modern auction market, coins with strong collector demand can achieve remarkable prices, and a 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark in very good circulated condition, even with visible scratches and steady wear, has the potential to attract determined bidders who recognize its possible importance under the right conditions. Bidding may begin at a modest level, but increase rapidly as multiple collectors compete to secure the coin, pushing the value higher step by step until the final price reaches an incredible figure near $480,000. Transforming what once seemed like a simple copper coin into an extraordinary collectible. Collectors often describe these auction moments as unforgettable experiences filled with anticipation and tension as each new bid is announced, and participants prepare their next offer, hoping to win ownership before someone else claims the prize. When the final bid is accepted, the coin completes its journey from everyday currency into a treasured historical item, proving that even the smallest objects can hold surprising financial value beyond its monetary worth. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny also represents an important connection to the past, reminding collectors of a time when coins like this were used in communities across the nation. Holding such a coin today allows us people to imagine the countless hands that once carried it and the many places it traveled before arriving in a collector's possession. Next, the year 1954 was a time when the United States economy was growing and communities were expanding. And coins like the Lincoln Wheat Penny played a steady role in everyday life as people used them to buy groceries, pay for transportation, and handle small daily purchases. A 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark traveled through countless hands during those years and developed the natural signs of circulation that collectors expect to see today. This particular coin shows clear evidence of use, including small scratches scattered across the surface, along with visible wear and tear that formed gradually over decades of handling. The surface also reveals areas of pitting and light oxidation, which created tiny marks in the metal as the copper reacted with air moisture and environmental conditions. These changes gave the coin a natural chocolate brown color that many collectors recognize as a classic appearance for an aged copper coin. The warm brown tone spreads evenly across most of the surface, while slightly darker areas appear in protected parts of the design where oxidation settled over time. Along the portrait side, the features remain visible, though softened from years of contact with other coins, pockets, and rough surfaces. The lines that once appeared sharp now show gentle smoothing, yet still allow the portrait to remain easy to identify. The rim of the coin continues to hold its general shape. Those small nicks and edge marks reveal repeated use in circulation. On the reverse side, the wheat stalks still frame the lettering, even though the fine details within the stalks show blending from constant wear and the presence of pitting in small areas where the surface metal reacted with the surrounding environment. These marks tell a story of survival rather than damage, because they confirm that the coin lived a genuine life in everyday commerce. Collectors often study coins like this carefully, because they value authenticity and the visible proof that a coin was once part of daily trade rather than preserved untouched, even with oxidation pitting scratches and steady wear. This 1954D Lincoln Wheat Penny remains classified as being in very good condition, which means that while the coin clearly shows its age, the major details are still recognizable and readable, allowing collectors to appreciate the design without difficulty. The portrait continues to show structure. The lettering remains strong enough to read, and the wheat stalks still display their familiar shape. Despite the smoothing caused by circulation, coins in very good condition often attract attention because they represent a balance between durability and history, proving that the coin has endured many years of movement without losing its identity. The natural chocolate brown color created by oxidation adds character to the surface and gives the coin an authentic aged appearance that many collectors admire, especially when the color remains consistent, rather than uneven or unnatural. The presence of pitting on the surface provides additional evidence that the coin experienced environmental exposure during storage or circulation, and these marks become part of its individual story, showing how the metal responded to changing conditions over time. What makes a circulated 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark especially interesting is the possibility that coins from this era sometimes display characteristics that separate them from common examples. Subtle production differences or preservation factors can transform what appears to be an ordinary circulated penny into a collectible that gains strong attention from buyers who search for unusual and historically meaningful pieces. When a coin like this is introduced into an auction environment, collectors begin examining every detail closely, studying the natural brown color, the distribution of oxidation, the size and pattern of pitting, and the depth of the remaining design features. Experienced collectors understand that scratches, oxidation, and wear do not automatically eliminate value, because these features often confirm authenticity and show that the coin developed its appearance naturally over time. In today's competitive auction market, coins with recognizable history and collector demand can reach surprising prices, and a 1954 Lincoln Wheat Penny with a D mint mark, in very good circulated condition, even with visible pitting, oxidation, and steady wear, has the potential to attract determined bidders who appreciate its character and historical presence. Bidding for such a coin may begin slowly, but can quickly gain momentum as interest grows and collectors compete against one another, raising their offers step by step. The auction atmosphere becomes filled with anticipation as each new bid is announced, and participants evaluate how much they are willing to spend to secure ownership. Under the right circumstances, the final price can rise dramatically, reaching an astonishing value near $432,000, transforming a simple copper penny into an extraordinary collectible that reflects both history and rarity. Collectors often describe these moments as unforgettable experiences where patience, knowledge, and timing combine to create memorable results beyond its financial potential. The 1954D Lincoln Wheat Penny also serves as a reminder of an era when coins like this were used in daily routines supporting families, businesses, and local communities across the country. Holding such a coin today allows collectors to imagine the many transactions it completed and the countless individuals who once carried it without realizing that decades later, it could become an object of significant interest. The scratches, oxidation, pitting, and worn surfaces that appear today stand as physical evidence of its journey through time, showing how a small coin can survive years of movement while preserving its essential design. Coins like this encourage collectors to observe their own collections carefully, paying attention to details such as color, texture, and wear. Because valuable pieces are sometimes hidden among ordinary-looking coins, the continued fascination with Lincoln Wheat Pennies proves that even a heavily circulated coin can capture attention when its condition, history, and appearance combine to create a strong collectible presence in today's modern auction world. Thank you for watching Worth Old Coins. We hope you enjoyed discovering these 4 incredible pennies. Always remember that valuable coins might be hiding in your home, old jars, or forgotten collections. So make sure to check your coins carefully. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more rare coin discoveries.